Welcome to another bonus edition of Upon Further Review.
Upon further review,
And in this edition, we'll be talking about the New York Jets at the San Diego Chargers. This Week 5 matchup will be on October 5th at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and you can catch that on your local CBS affiliates. The Jets are coming into this game with a record of 1-3, and the Chargers are 3-1. The Jets started things off with a victory against Oakland in New York as they beat them in Week 1, but they lost 3 straight since then as they went to Green Bay and they lost to the Packers, and they lost 2 straight games at home, first to the Bears and then to the Lions, as they faced 3 NFC North opponents in a row and have 3 losses from those matchups. So now they're back to facing an AFC West opponent, as they have yet to even face a team in their division. But they're going to San Diego to face the Chargers, and the Chargers started off with a loss. So it's actually, they're like the opposite of the Jets. The Jets start off with a win, the Chargers start off with a loss. The Jets lost 3 in a row, and the Chargers, on the other hand, have won 3 in a row after losing in Week 1. And they lost in Week 1, a close game by 1 point to the Arizona Cardinals on the Monday night doubleheader to open things off there in Week 1. Such a close game, really a heartbreaker for San Diego fans to fall the way they did. But there's no shame in losing like that on the road by 1 point, especially to Arizona. But then in Week 2, they hosted the Seahawks, and they came up with an impressive 9-point victory over the defending Super Bowl champions. Then they went on the road to Buffalo and had an impressive 12-point win against the Bills. And the Bills, I'll tell you, at the time had not lost a game, so they gave the Bills their first loss of 2014. And they came back home. They faced the Jaguars, and although they beat them up pretty good, they beat them by 19 points. But almost thought they beat them by more. But they're 3-1. Rivers last week threw for 377 passing yards, his biggest game of the season. Of course, that is in large part due to the fact that they don't really have anybody run the ball anymore. This Ryan Matthews was injured, and then Danny Woodhead got injured the following week, and so then now it went to Donald Brown. And he had 62 yards in Week 3, but in Week 4, Oliver was the leading rusher for San Diego with just 23 yards. So they really do struggle at running the ball, but as much as they struggle at running the ball, they are really good at passing the ball. And let's look inside these numbers. When it comes to passing the ball, the Jets are 21st in the NFL for passing yards per game. The Chargers, on the other hand, are 5th in the NFL. So they are really good at passing the ball, and the Jets struggle to pass the ball. And if you look at the passing defense, they've got similar stats, as the Jets are 11th in pass defense, and the Chargers are 12th. So they've both got decent secondaries, but that passing attack of the Chargers, the advantage clearly goes to them through the air, as they've got one of the most high-powered passing attacks led by Phillip Rivers' arm. And then when we look at the numbers when it comes to the run and on the ground, the Jets are number 2 in the NFL in rushing yards per game. So as much as they struggle to pass the ball, they are excellent when it comes to running the ball, as they've got some good runners there in New York. They got Chris Ivory, they also got Chris Johnson, Chris and Chris. San Diego, on the other hand, not surprisingly, is 31st in the NFL when it comes to running the ball, and that's in large part due to those injuries, as their star running back Ryan Matthews went down in Week 1, and then in Week 2 we saw Danny Woodhead go down. Now they're on their 3rd string and 4th string running backs. So they're struggling there. And when we look at their run defense, the Jets are number 1 in the NFL in run defense, and the Chargers are 9th. So they both got top 10 run defenses, but the Jets are the best run defense in all of football. So San Diego is not going to be able to run the ball, and the Jets should be able to run the ball. Of course, the Chargers are not too shabby at stopping the run, though. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. The Jets, like I said, have the clear advantage when it comes to run the ball. The Chargers have the advantage with passing the ball. Overall, though, you got to kind of give the little edge to the Jets defense. But let's look at how many points they score. And when it comes to points scored, the Jets are 25th in the NFL in points scored. So they struggle to put points on the board. They are having troubles getting into the end zone. The Chargers, on the other hand, they're 10th in the NFL in points scored. So even without a running game, they still managed to put points on the board with that high-powered passing attack as Philip Rivers spreads the ball around and finds a way to get into the end zone, whether it be with his receivers, his tight ends, or even the third-string running backs. But when we look at points allowed, the Jets are 17th in points allowed, and the Chargers are 5th in points allowed. So even though they are, they struggle when it comes to the run, in terms of running offense, their defense is pretty good. They're not the best, but they are good at stopping the pass and the run, and they don't let up points. And right there, that's going to be the difference. It's in San Diego, and although the Chargers are going to, it's going to be a close game, it's going to be a battle to the end, especially when you don't have a running game. And so it's going to make it tough for the Chargers to keep their defense off the field. Of course, the Jets' offense should help them somewhat with that. Of course, the Jets, their key to victory is going to be running the ball. If they can just run the ball, keep the ball out of the hands of Philip Rivers, then they're going to have a chance. And if Geno Smith can show up and have a good game, they got a chance. And this game should be closer. It should come down to the wire. But I think in the end, whether the Chargers are ahead or if they're behind, I think Philip Rivers will do what he has to make sure the San Diego Chargers come out victorious in this game. We've seen Philip Rivers before. When it comes down to the end of the game, if he's down, if it's a one-possession game, he is one of the best at coming back and bringing his team down the field in a 2-minute drill. I mean, he has really got an amazing arm. He's really good at managing the clock in those final moments. So we'll see how this all plays out, but I think the San Diego Chargers will get the victory, although I do expect it to be a very hard-fought victory as the Jets, despite being 1-3, they have a really, really good defense. We'll see how it all plays out. Like I said, I think the Chargers win this game. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Very interested in your opinions. And I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy the show, hit the like button to let us know that you enjoyed the show, but only hit the like button if you really enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it and you want more of this content, hit the subscribe button as we bring you upon further reviews for each and every single game, each and every single week. That's what you're listening to right now, is the upon further review for the Jets versus Chargers. We do this for every game. We also give recaps of every single game each and every single week. We also have a weekly show, The Wedge, where we do quick picks, fantasy picks, the weekly rewind of the week that was. We also do a upon further review for the Thursday night game on that weekly show, which we try to upload on Wednesday. Sometimes we get up early on Tuesday, and sometimes it's a little late and it's up on Thursday. It's always before the Thursday night game, and at the latest, we try to have that up by Thursday morning, but ideally it'll be up on Wednesday, but keep an eye out for that. We also do recaps for all the baseball playoff games going on all the way through the World Series, and we also do some college football as well. So thank you very much for listening. We greatly appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day and have a great weekend and enjoy all the exciting sports.